So it's my job to try and guide you through this chaotic evening. Bits of papers all over me. You do know that we've got a madman as a director of music. Last year we did something like 56 concerts. We're trying to get Martin Palmer interested in something else. Because every time he gets bored he has a concert. So we thought, well, we'd buy him a big screen telly. Maybe get him used to Emmerdale or Corrie or I don't know. And then I thought of buying him a dog. I thought, well, he's never on, the dog will get him. He'll think he's a burglar. Anyway, I've been told by my wife that I've got to be more serious tonight, so that's the frivolity out of the way. So now, time for another group, a new group, a barbershop quartet. Barbershop singing became very, very popular in the turn of the century in America when people used to sing in barbershops. One or two of them haven't been near a barbershop, I must add. I'd like to feature a soloist, and that's one of our trombone players, Simon Huckle. Simon's been in the wind band quite a few years, been playing, having lessons at school quite a few years, and I can remember him in the third year going to school and talking about this piece of music his mum had heard and his granddad had heard called The Acrobat, which is a piece by a man called J.A. Greenwood. No relation, certainly not, he's from Lancashire. But he wrote this piece many, many years ago in the 30s. J.A. Greenwood was a great brass band man, conducted every top brass band you could ever imagine. And he wrote this piece of music. Later on, a man that most of you probably never heard of called, do you remember a comedian called Jimmy Edwards? Yeah, it shows how old some of you are. Well, he used to play on trombone. Simon has been resurrected from the brass band, arranged by Gareth Churcher over there, especially for wind band. So, here to play the Acrobat, would you welcome Simon Huckle. Oh, I said, make sure you're looking at me, he said.
Big Derek Greenwood. You know, absolute inspiration from the moment go. Walked to his office in the third year. I want to play the trombone. A trombone player, are you? Trombone? We could do with a nice trombone player. So, yeah, and from then, every time I wanted to Skype General Studies, I'd go down to his office for a brew. You know, just sit there and chat for an hour about Aston Villa Football Club and Cornish brass bands and conflicts within Truro school, just anything. So Derek Greenwood really stands out among most.
No Truro School concert would be complete without jazz. Simon Latarche is in charge of jazz, and it would be wrong to say that that's all Simon does, because Simon does an awful lot in the music department. He's in charge of jazz, as I said, he does that in his spare time. He's a full-time classroom teacher, very caring teacher, also an absolutely superb pianist. So he does quite a lot of things. I hope next time he's comparing, he'll give me the same tune. I think he earns quite a bit of money on the old gig scene in the evening, the hotels and the Humphrey Bogart stuff, you know, the white jacket stuff. He's just buying a new car, he was telling me. £44,000 BMW. He's got a Vauxhall at the moment. And he said, this BMW isn't a lot better, he said, but it's going to be easier to spell.
Jazz is just so exciting. It's a great music to be involved in. It's different every time. You can be playing the same gig 5 or 6 nights a week, and actually every night it will sound different. Everybody creates their own styles, they work together. You've only got to look around this band to see young people working together, listening to each other, reacting to the way they perform, and that's the great thing about any art form.
Ah yes, Derek Greenwood. What can I tell you about him? Well, what am I allowed to tell you about him? We had so much fun together. He was a loyal colleague, a great friend. We had lots of fun on the golf course together, in the classroom, within the music department at Truro School. And as you can tell from this video, he was clearly quite at home on the stage and a real gift of the gab. So I remember one particular thing. I interviewed him the year he retired from Truro School. In fact, my students from the 3rd form at the time asked him a question, and they said, "What would you miss most about Truro School, Derek?" And he said he would miss the students, and that was Derek. He did everything with the best interests of the students at heart. We'd all miss him, but we all thank Derek for the good times, and we send our love to Derek's family, and we will be so fondly remembered.
I can remember 2 years ago, they held a quiz night for the wind band when the wind band were going to Switzerland, and we held this very successful quiz night that raised something in the region of £1,800, which the Truro School Society then doubled. So we had quite a lot of money to be able to go to Switzerland. Quiz night was successful. I had the headmaster in my side, and we were last. Because to be honest, he was useless. And he'd be very pushed to get in next year's side.
Well done, son.